All right. So, guys, welcome to day 4. And we're going to talk about all of the benefits of building a referral based business. And the longer you're in this business, you're going to see that referrals are such a beautiful part of this business. Um, this is my 7th month on the business side, and the referrals are really just starting to flow in. And they are some of my favorite and most simple clients because a lot of them come in knowing things and they're friends with people you already know and like and have a rapport with. So we're going to go over a lot of things on how just building referrals is just a natural progression in your business to give you lots of great tips. So we're going to start out. To start today's call, I would like to introduce and bring on Kristen Reyes, who is an integrated regional director, and she is going to come on first and share her story. So Miss Kristen, take it away.
Okay, good morning. I'm going to start a timer to make sure I don't go over and put on my glasses so I can see what I'm doing here. I just want to share a little bit with you how referrals has helped our business grow. I think as your business grows, referrals can make things a whole lot easier, especially to those who are still working full time as they're trying to put together business and kind of manage it all and put it together. For me, I think it really starts with customer service and what we provide for our clients. For me personally, it starts with the health assessment. I think the health assessment is probably one of the most important things that we start every client with. And I know they say, a health assessment should be 30 to 45 minutes, but I really like to block a whole hour. Does it always take that long? No, but I just always want to make sure, because sometimes you get those clients that have diarrhea of the mouth and they just ready to kind of chip away at some of their walls. And to me, there would be nothing worse than me saying, I've got another call in 5 minutes, or rushing them along. So I think we kind of have to posture ourselves immediately with that health assessment. I want to make sure that I'm intentional. I make sure that every health assessment, that no way, shape, or form do they think or see that I'm reading from some kind of script. I keep it very conversational. So that way they know that they are just not being some transaction for me. I want to make sure everything I do is intentional. I think it sets the tone and the pace. And, all of our clients come in with diet mentality and they're coming in skeptical. So I believe we can set the tone right away and how we poise ourselves. Client support is super duper important. Consistency. How are you checking in with your clients every single week? Are you intentional to hear what their struggles may or may not be? Are you taking the time to make that phone call versus being a texting warrior? Because you can't hear struggles and emotions through text alone. And, I make sure that I go through and I get my schedule together the week before. And I make sure that I set aside the right amount of time for each client. Typically, I know it's 5 to 7 minutes, but I'm very well aware of those clients who I know are going to need to talk a little bit more. All of them don't do that, but the ones that do, I don't want to sit there and rush them, because that's their way of breaking down walls. Not everybody has the support that some of us are blessed to have. One thing I encourage as you build those intentional relationships with your clients is taking weekly notes. As you grow and you become away from that friends and family zone, and you really do become a referral-based business, which is where we are, I have to take notes on my clients every single week. I have to be intentional about where I call, because we are the bulk of military. I've got time zones everywhere. And, I just make sure that I keep weekly notes and important key details of my clients. It doesn't have to be always related to their journey, but I make sure the following week when I catch up on with them, I make sure that I'm intentional about what we talked about the week before. If I know that they weren't in their book, you better believe that's going to be where I start. If they lost their job, I want to make sure that I validate their personal life. I encourage all of my clients to share all victories between calls. If I know I have a client struggling, I don't wait for that weekly call next week on my calendar. I'm going to text them and be like, hey, how are you doing? I'm thinking about you. Maybe a motivational quote. I'm going to encourage them to share all of their non-scale and scale victories. I'm going to encourage them to help others. I encourage them to go to Nourish, maybe pull from somebody else's victory or maybe somebody else's struggle. I want to make sure that my clients are fully integrated. You know, it goes beyond me because I can't save them. I'm not available all the time. I want them to know that it's way beyond food. I need them reading. I need them, if they struggle with reading, I'm going to make sure that they have their podcasts available. I need to have them involved in Nourish, whether it's recipes, welcoming somebody, maybe just kind of almost even outing themselves in there. I need to understand their struggles and what they can do to really help themselves. My goal is to get them so excited about program that they just want to share, and that leads to referral. I'm almost done. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm always touching on what they're doing right and their tips to move forward. I want them to feel like we are long lost friends. Some clients do make me work harder. One thing we do offer is my husband and I offer a referral credit. So if I have a client that is super excited about program, I let them know that after somebody that they refer orders their full second month, I don't want the one and doneers. After they order their full second month, I put a $25 wellness credit in their account.
Well, that's good.
I'm going to kind of leave you with this. You're only going to get out of something what you put in. So if you half-ass your clients and they're not as likely to share, when you give them the tools to create their own success, their journey goes a lot smoother. And the last thing is, would you want yourself as a health coach? You know, think about where we all are today and the amazing coach and guidance we've been giving by our mentors. Are you giving that to somebody else? Would you want yourself as a health coach? So that's all I have. Hopefully I said a little something that helps somebody, but Erica, that's all I have.
That's all, girl. Those are some amazing nuggets. Thank you so much. So I took a ton of notes here. So I got a lot of things from that. I love so much of what you said. I don't even know where to start. But a big one that I love that I've noticed as well is those ACE 1 through 4 calls. I love that you said being, you know, talking to them on the phone versus being a text warrior, because we're all in such a day and age where it's just so much easier to you know, shoot a text, but you can't feel those emotions through a text message always. And that is so key, starting them off right. That first week is so critical to setting them up for success. So thank you so much, Kristen. You guys, I know I got so much out of that. We all just drop in the chat 1 or 2 things that you took away from Kristen's awesome advice and tips this morning. Yeah, that's a big one I'm seeing. Would you want you as a health coach? That's a great one we can all ask ourselves. So as y'all are doing that, all right, then the next person I would like to bring on is to talk. We're going to now talk a little more about the mindset of obtaining referrals. Mindset is everything in this business. I think we cover that in every call. It's my favorite subject to talk about because I feel like that's one that is something that can be practiced, and mindset needs to be renewed daily. So I am going to bring on Mr. Eric Reyes, Regional Integrated Director Eric Reyes, and he is going to give us all of his tips on the referral mindset.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It's smoky here in California, so we're kind of bearing the elements here for the, so if I get real, it's not dandruff, it's ash, okay? So finally, we actually made it to the big stage. This is exciting for us. So we're in the Bomba stage, and it's an honor to be asked to share here. So, I'm really, really excited. Here's one thing I need you guys to humor me with, though. I've always wanted to do this since we started, and this is crazy. Put a 1 in the chat if you're having a good time. I don't know why I have to say that, but I hear everybody say put a 1 in something, and they do it, and it's pretty cool. So thanks, guys, for humoring me on that. So discussion, we're going to talk about today a healthy mindset and how it's going to help your referral-based business. So let me start you with a couple of questions, okay, that hopefully will get the juices flowing this morning, wake you up a little bit, all that crazy. So think about this. Every great business has a phenomenal referral-based program, right? I think we all know that. We all understand that, okay? So think about this. How great would it be to operate your business with 70, 80, 90, 100% referrals? Think about that. How great would that be? All new clients that you really didn't have to put a lot of work in for. That's where we're trying to get that mindset and focus you at. Okay. So when you look at that, what could that actually do for your business? Could working smarter, not harder, give you time freedom that we're all here for in this call today? Right? No one's on this call to work a 12-hour day. We're not. Let's be honest. So we can work smarter and not harder. Okay. It's going to make our things that much, different. So when you get that time freedom, what are you going to do with it? You're going to spend it with your kids? We do. We're going to spend it with our granddaughter, Kelly. Okay. So you got to think about it. You have to think about like that. Are you going to pick up a hobby, right? Find something new to do. Are you going to travel? A lot of our coaches want to travel. Okay. So that's why, we're all doing this referral gig, right? And we want to give, good customer service so we can have these time freedoms. So you have to look at it this way. When you put on them referral goggles, okay, that's going to allow the mental shift. Okay. If you're not there yet, if you are afraid, if you are scared, if you have your own wall up and that own chatter in your head, you're never going to be able to move on to the next step of developing a huge referral-based business. We do very well. We're probably about 80% of new clients every month are referrals. And those are the best clients to have for several reasons. You don't have that personal connection with them. You really don't. Those are the ones that you can really, truly have a 5 to 7 minute great conversation about their health. You don't have to worry about, oh, how's your daughter? How's your granddaughter? Those are great conversations. But when you get to the status of, and I'm going to put it out there, the Ericas, the Rachel and Tims, the Bombas, that's what we want to be like. So that's why, referrals for us is really, really huge. And when you knock down your own wall, all of this is extremely possible. Trust me, because we are doing it. We are living it today. It took us a while. We were just in simply client integration. That's all we were doing, was bringing on a ton of clients. And Kristen and I were drowning. Okay, we really were. So we worked harder. We weren't necessarily working smarter. We had it backwards. Okay, finally it clicked for us. Okay, and a lot of it came from my previous career. Okay, I just did 30 years in the military, retired. Okay, just recently. Last 20 years were in recruiting. So what did I take from that? That I told my sailors on a daily basis. Everybody we put in the Navy to serve this country was a referral source. Everybody we put in the Navy was a referral source. 3 to 5 friends of theirs would come to the office with them, or we tasked them with bringing someone, to the office. So I ask you again, why not do the same for your business? Think about it. If you have 20 clients today, that's 20 referrals this month. 20 is going to turn into 40. Next month, you have 40 referrals, 80, and you guys get the picture. That's the mindset that you have to start thinking about right now. Okay. So the number of clients you have equals number of referrals that you should be able to get every month. And if you do your job, like Kristen said, and give them great customer service, okay, a great professional experience, a personal, not a transactional experience, okay, sky's going to be the limit for you. Okay, so hopefully just some quick takeaways. Ensure that you stay in an abundance mindset. Stay in that abundance mindset. Every client, think about this, every client you have is a referral source, even the ones that aren't really integrating well. They know somebody who needs our help, and that's what we're here for. And finally, focus on your long-term clients, okay? The ones that are going to be around for a while, okay? Those are the ones that we really, really love on, because those are the ones that are gonna help themselves, okay? Because it's all about your client. Help themselves, refer their friends, because if they can get healthy with their friends, guess what? Okay, your business is gonna grow again. And the purpose of all this is what? Because that time freedom that we want. More clients refers into coach exploration calls. And that's, folks, why we're here, to grow our business. So last thing that I want to leave you with, dream, live, and leave your legacy. Thanks.
Wow, guys, Eric, that was straight fire, straight fire. So that was amazing. I got so much from that. You guys tell me in the chat again, give me just a couple takeaways. There were so many. I have a pages of notes right here, but what you got from Eric. And I want to touch on that a little more too. You are so correct that those are the people. Yes, it's great to have the people around you healthy, build those relationships, but the referrals really are the ones that it's not a 30-minute call about their kids or grandkids. It is it's quick, it's simple, and I am blown away by y'all's 80% referrals. Like I'm up in my goal. As I've gone, I'm kind of almost to that 50% mark that you've encouraged me. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep going. And I love what you said about for every client you have, that's the number of referrals you should have. So you guys, thank you so much, Eric. That was absolutely amazing. So I want to talk to you guys a little right now about when to teach and discuss referrals in your business. So the start of that, it really starts. We talk a lot about posturing, and it all starts from the beginning. So on your health assessment, during your health assessment, when you're doing that, you always want to ask, and it's so easy to forget this, but and it's such a basic question, and don't miss this opportunity. I'm guilty of doing it. But ask in that health assessment, who in your life would you want to get healthy with you? Or who do you know that would want to get healthy with you? So many times it's been like, oh, you know what? I'm going to have my husband do this too. Or, you know what? My best friend, I'm going to tell her about this. And just setting people up and asking them right away, because we all have people. Yeah, I ask any of us, and when we started this, if you ask me, who do you have? There's about 5 people that pop in my head that could benefit from this program or just needed to lose weight. So don't miss the opportunity to start that from the health assessment. Then as you go, even those days 1 through 4 calls, when you have a call day 2 or day 3, and they're like, man, my stomach's gone down so much, I just don't feel as bloated, and I already feel like my jeans fit better. And just keep the excitement there, guys. Tell them, you know what? You're going to be blown away every day. You're going to feel more and more like that. The amount of inches that come off on this program are incredible. And what's going to blow you away is how quickly people notice. Like that is one thing that sets our program apart. And when they do, and that's when you start dripping referrals on them. And when they do, I would love to help your friends. And that's when I tell them too, is we want to set them up on how to introduce this program, because it's human nature. I know I messed it up for a lot of my friends in the beginning because I was just so excited. I was like, it's up to be everywhere. So that's where we want to set them up on how to bring those referrals in properly too. So Rachel will talk, I'm sure, more about that in the application, but we want to tell them we're working with the health coach. We're eating 6 times a day. But in those days, 1 through 4 calls, just get them more and more excited about. Tiffany Tillman does this amazingly well. It's just about how they're going to continue to see more and more of those results, and they're going to be mind blown how many people notice it and how quickly they notice. So that's the second one. The other thing I want to tell y'all about referrals is quote unquote passion on compliments. And I mean that in the most positive way. But when somebody tells you, you know what, thank you so much, when you're doing the customer service well, when you're loving on people, when you're truly being their advocate and their guide, that, like Rachel says, their loving guide in this journey, then they really are going to appreciate you. They're gonna give you compliments. They're gonna tell you, thank you so much. You have made such a difference in my life as a coach. And that's where you want to tell them, thank you so much, or I'm so glad for you. I'm so excited for you that you're loving this journey. It makes me so happy that you're having such a wonderful experience. And that's when I love to tell them to, please let me know if there's anybody else in your life that could benefit from this journey. I would love to help your friends. And that's when I start throwing in, I also offer, a referral credit. So a lot of people, you can put that towards your next box of food. And I leave it pretty simple at day 1, because I know we're building towards the 1 week celebration tips call. We'll talk about that more in a second. So with those celebration tips calls, that is a great opportunity. And I feel like overall, that is such a missed opportunity. So many of us maybe do the 1 week call, maybe not, but maybe do the 1 week call, and then we miss that 1 month call. I know I've been guilty of that. You get a high volume of clients, and you kind of, the 1 week call you hit, and that month call, and that is a huge call, because that's when, by that point, they've seen some really amazing results, right? The numbers that people put up their first month of weight loss are mind blowing. I have not seen anything like this on any other program out there. Most people haven't. So we don't want to miss that opportunity to do those calls, because those calls set them up. It lets your coach drip referrals and coaching on them. And you want to just be consistent in your calls and consistent in encouraging them to do a Facebook post. And that's brought up in the celebration call. and they may be new that first week. It may be kind of information overload, but as you go, even if 3 weeks in, people are coming back saying, people are noticing and this is happening. And okay, and I'll tell them, okay, I'm going to challenge you again. You know how you did that first Facebook post and you got some awesome response and your sister signed up? Let's do another post now and just put it out there and see what happens. So the big thing with referrals, I think a lot of us forget is you if you don't ask for them, you're not going to get them. If you don't ask them, your clients are loving you. You're guiding them through such an amazing journey. They are seeing changes in themselves and developing skills and overcoming things that have been sometimes a lifelong challenge for them. So they want to help you back. They want to love on you back. They want to have other people in their life experience these same amazing changes. Just like all of us, how did we end up here? In some way, shape, or form, the weight loss, the mindset, all of it, this program has changed our lives. So it's an honor and a blessing to pay it forward. And you're going to have so many clients that want to give that same gift to the people around them. So when people, let me see what we say. Oh, the last thing I want to touch on is pricing concerns. That is another great opportunity to bring up referrals when people are saying, well, I'm loving this, but I need to kind of move money around, or maybe I need to order every 2 weeks. I'm going to stay on program. Or you just hear any hesitation, something came up, my car broke down, anything like that. Tell them, hey, who do you have in your life that would want to get healthy with you? Because I give referral credits. That's also, like Eric said, eventually a great opportunity, or maybe even right then to bring up coaching. So we'll talk more about the application in a minute. But one more thing I wanted to say. It's that kind of morning, kids. Okay, it's going to come back to me. So Facebook post is a huge one. Oh, I know who I wanted to talk about, Miss Caitlin Vinendahl. She is one of my most amazing clients, and talk about a dream client. She recently became a coach. She'll be watching this call tonight. And she is somebody that I knew from day one, that's going to make an amazing coach. But she was also my biggest referral source. She was like, girl, I don't have your personality. I can't deal with people. I don't want to coach. And I was like, girl, you make an amazing coach, but okay, I will help your friend. I'll help this person. So even though she's now lost almost 50 pounds, but don't stop dripping the referrals and the coaching on it, because she referred me 4 people before finally she decided, and I just kept saying her, you sure you don't want to do this? And I'll, you can coach and I'll help you with it, that she eventually became a coach. So don't stop asking for those referrals, because you never know when maybe your best referral source, yes, they send you lots of referrals, but they may be your next best coach. So just keep being consistent. Sometimes we have to touch people 7 times, I think is the average, before they decide to move forward. So just being consistent in your approach, talking to people, just consistency is everything. And just, ask for referrals. That's the best thing I can tell you, is encourage people and just put it out there that you love to help other people and you'd love to help the people around them get healthy, because and understand and explain the why to them, because if they help the people around them get healthy, just like Dr. A said of this program, they're setting themselves up for success with that accountability. When you have a group all around you, then when you go to each other's house, what do? You're making a lean and green. It's just, you don't even think about it. That's how my friends are. What are we doing for our lean and green if you come to my house or your house? And it's so simple when you've sort of created that community around you. So it's win-win on the referrals. It does make your life easier. It gives you the time freedom, but it's also setting you and your clients up for success. So next, I would like to bring on the wise and wonderful Miss Rachel Richards, and she is going to talk to us more about the skill set and application of how we obtain these referrals.
Awesome. So good. I mean, let's be honest though. Could we not just end the call right here and be like, wow? And really, I mean, between Kristen, Eric, Erica, that was fire. There is so much application in the 3 shares that we literally could end the call here. But we like to go over the top and just make sure that we give you so many practical nuggets to put this in play today. So get a fresh piece of paper, because man, I bet you've got some filled up now. And let's also just kind of take a breath, okay? I want to teach you something that leads to referrals, that prevents cancellations, and it's as simple as a little bit of breath work sometimes. Just take a nice deep breath with me and hold it in, and let's just relax and get to a space where we're going to expand our brain and learn a little bit more. And that's something that when clients are panicking or their orders delayed or everything, you know, all the things that can cause us to stress out, we have to remember that little bit of breath work, because what it allows, and this is what I explain to my clients, it allows your logical brain to come back into the front and center, and it takes the emotional brain and it puts it back here. Your emotional brain and your logical brain cannot run concurrently. And sometimes I have to help remind clients that, like, we have to use logic and come back to that why. So I just wanted to kind of have a timeout because that was so good. Let's start with the actions, and where are the skill sets that we need to hone in on to really build out this vision that those three speakers have just given us this morning. Like, let's get into the how to really granularly. So where does it lie? The first thing I want you to jot down is, have you defined success criteria with the client? When do you define success criteria with the client? Yesterday, we talked about defining roles. Roles and success criteria have to be established in order for you to have a referral-based business. Because if you have a client that thinks that coaching means knocking donuts out of their hand and giving them motivational speeches, you're going to be in trouble, because they're going to believe that that's the definition of a health coach. And so how quickly can we awaken them to, oh no, that's not my role. So if you were measuring me with success on that role, I would be doing a poor job, right? And does a poor job lead to referrals? No. So how can we define success criteria with the client early and often? Okay, meaning, how am I doing? And the things that you said in the beginning you wanted to create, how are we doing? And it starts with that health assessment. So I like to ask, somewhere around on the health assessment, I like to lay out the 4 parts, the 3 phases. Guys, clarify the mission for them so that they never have an expectation of X that you would never be able to deliver. Okay, so that's probably one of the most important things to consider, is, have you established roles and success criteria? And so let me give you an example of what that might sound like. On the night before call, I start asking them, what would be your definition of success for this week? Here's some things as your coach that I would like to help you create. I'd like to get you in a nice, strong fat burn. You know why? You won't have any cravings if we do that. It'll kick in around day 4, day 5, maybe day 6. But I would really like to get you in a strong fat burn. How does that sound? Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I would also like you to not suffer from cravings. How does that sound? If we were to remove some of your physical cravings, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. What about if we could lose like 2 to 4 pounds this week? I mean, you know, how would that, oh my gosh, 2 to 4 pounds, that would be amazing. Okay, awesome. What if we could start to improve your sleep by the end of the week? It may or may not happen. It usually happens week 2, but we could start out on defining that as, oh, better sleep would be amazing. Great. So you see what I'm doing is I'm setting up the things that we do every week, you guys. We do that stuff. That happens if they're on a 5 and 1 or even a 4 and 2 and they do it correctly. At the end of the week, they're going to say, that's so weird. I slept better, like you said. I didn't lose 2 to 4 pounds. I lost 5.6. Oh my gosh, we exceeded our expectations, right? That's amazing. You're not having any cravings. You know what? It's so weird. I was having cravings, and then like on day 4, like you said, they were just kind of going away, and I'm not hungry and I have a ton of energy. So then I ask on the 1 week call with mentors, obviously on that celebration integration call. So what you're saying is, everything we set out to do this week, we accomplished? Yes. Now, if a business owner told you, or if you took a picture of a haircut into a salon and you said, this is what I want my hair to look like, and they attained it, of course you would expect a positive Yelp review. Of course you would expect referrals, right? So we need to remember that we are health coach professionals. and that professionals define roles, they define success criteria, and they expect a shout out, they expect a referral, they expect it to go somewhere. So it's really important to define that criteria and reiterate, did we do what I said, or what we said we wanted to focus on? Did we accomplish it? And go ahead on that night before call and let them know, I work by referral only. I don't have a billboard on the side of the freeway, and I don't have an office. So the only way that I work is by referral. Can I count on you for a referral if I provide some of those success criteria that we just laid out? And they're going to say, of course, right? I mean, what kind of person would say, no, you're going to do all these wonderful things, but I'm not going to give you any referrals? That's not reasonable. And that's not what most people would do. So if you are having a hard time getting referrals, maybe it comes down to some role definition and some success criteria that needs to be laid out. I want to give you a quick story, and then we're going to go through just like a lot of application. I had a gal that sent me a text and just said, you know, I think I'm going to cancel. Long story short, she wasn't happy. And she wasn't happy in the structure that we have laid out. Like, she wanted me to talk to her almost on a daily basis. And I quickly got on a struggle call with her, and she just said, you know, I know that you said this provided coaching, and like sometimes you're not available. And she wanted a hero coach, you guys. That's exactly what she wanted. And so her referral would have been a no, because she absolutely felt like I was failing her. And so we got on the phone, and I said, define the reasons why you feel like you need to have me check in with you like every day or every other day. And I really want to unpack that with you, because from where I come from, that would be extrinsic motivation, which is an exhaustible resource, meaning it lives outside of you. It's nothing you can tap into at 4 o'clock when I'm, you know, not around. And so what you're saying is all of your changes, all of your dreams. And I went back to her health assessment, and I said, all of these things that we talked about, what you're saying is that I hold all of those. And if I get hit by a bus, God forbid, your health journey's over, right? And she's like, well, not like that, but I just need a lot of motivation. And I just do better when I have. And so I just helped her break down motivation. And I said, motivation and willpower, that's an emotion. And do you have to have motivation and willpower to brush your teeth at night? And she said, no. I said, why? She's like, I don't know. I just do it. I said, because it's an installed habit. It lives back here. Habits will always trump willpower, motivational speeches, and so on. We can't make our health journey anchored to something that is exhaustive, meaning there's only a finite amount of willpower that's going to live in each one of us every day. But what if we help clients design habits, and the habits take the wheel, and they no longer need extrinsic motivation or things outside of them, or even you, right? I reminded her that this mission is about empowerment, education, and equipping. And so we came back to a space where she was willing to start integrating and read her book and get on the calls. You guys, that was an imminent cancellation. It was an emotional decision, and we had to come back to success criteria, defining roles, etc. So I want to give you those nuggets, because sometimes it comes down to what I'm giving you, in essence, is how not to get referrals, right? So it's how to and how not. If you're a hero coach, that's not going to lead to a lot of referrals, okay? And if anything, they're not going to want to share their hero coach. They're going to want you all to themselves, because they're going to work the heck out of you, right? And they don't want to give their friends your number, because they're like, this is my little precious health coach that tells me everything I need to know. So I'm kind of giving you the what not to do as much as I'm going to give you what to do, because these guys that went before me, they gave you so much good stuff, guys. So I want you to remember the mission. This mission, Dr. A has the antidote to globesity, to emotional exhaustion and overwhelm in this country, but it's only as good as the mission field. It's only as good as referrals and coaching. It's not going to happen if each client doesn't go out and get 3 to 4 clients to bring with them or become a coach. It's not going to be achieved because there won't be enough of us on the mission field. So I want to give you that mindset as well. Let's go back to some of the places that referrals, I want to give you the prerequisites. So think about a college class that you have to take. You have to have a prerequisite first. Otherwise, that second class is going to be like this, okay? So I want to give you some of the basics. Referrals will not happen without a proper health assessment, okay? Where are referrals fostered on the health assessment? Healthy surroundings. Okay, you know that section that says who else needs to get healthy? How's your healthy surroundings? Expand on that a little bit. I like to ask, I'm going to give you a practical tip on that. I like to ask on the health assessment, are your top 5 friends healthier or unhealthier than you? And they have to think. A lot of times they're like, let me think. Well, actually probably unhealthier than me. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get to that, but thank you. Is there anyone that you want to get healthy with? And actually, I don't ask it like that anymore. Scratch that. Because they'll say, no. I actually refine that question to who needs to get healthy with you? And let the space grow until they give you a name. Okay, do not fill the space for them. Let them sit on that. Who needs to get healthy with you? Quiet, awkward silence, let it be. And they're going to come back and go, probably my sister-in-law. Okay, great. So now you guys, I'm already getting them to think about who needs this with them. And then let's talk about those day 1 through 7 texts, right? They all drip referring. They all drip the mission. They all have an element of, like today, day 4 text is, hey, bring some friends and family with you. So if you're omitting day 1 through 7 text or you're lumpy with that, step it up. That's another place that referrals live. Okay, be consistent with those things. At the end of the 1 week call, so if you're not doing 1 week integration calls with your mentors, you're going to have a heck of a time with referrals. And let me tell you why. Let's break that down just a little bit. The reason is if they're not happy, you didn't correct it early enough. That's why. Because if they're sitting there going like, well, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to have a little bit of this or a little bit of that. I didn't know that if I had, a little more protein or a little more fat, that would have messed me up. I didn't realize that chewing 8 sticks of sugar-free gum a day with 16 carbohydrates and threw me right outside of fat burn. So they were hungry. They were actually hungry, you guys. They were starving. They were angry. They're not a referral source. Okay. So some of the reasons that we do that 1 week check-in with the mentors is because that systems check is vital for them to become a referral source. Unhappy, cranky, hungry clients are not going to go around and tell everyone how awesome you are. They're going to literally go into their workplace and say, I have to do this stupid diet one more day. Don't talk to me. I'm crabby. I'm on a diet. We don't need that kind of word of mouth. So we definitely need that 1 week check-in to be able to awaken them to integration right then and there, and also stop the bleeding if there's something they're doing wrong, because that's the first place we can get the referral engine started. And if they're doing amazing and we didn't talk to them at the end of that first week with our mentor and they are doing amazing, they're an evangelist. They're the type of person that if they love a shampoo, everyone knows about their shampoo. And we didn't get them on the phone with our mentor and show them how to share, teach them how to share, tell them what to say, what not to say. I love telling clients at the end of the 1 week, my goodness, you have lost 5.8 pounds in 1 week. Holy moly. Now, I'm not going to be on another call with you until the end of your 1 month. This is me, the mentor, on the call. In a month, 2 pounds a week is our average from here on out. And I set it low, set the expectation low, so that if they are above it, they feel so proud of themselves. So I don't tell them anything other than, and I tell them some weeks you're not going to lose probably any weight, but you're going to lose inches. And so that's why we're going to keep track of inches. So listen, you're 5.8 down now. to this next week, to the next week, to the next week, a boatload of inches, a boatload of energy. Can I just tell you, you're going to get noticed and it's going to happen quick. So can I help you with how to handle that attention? And they're like, sure. So let me just kind of break this down. People are going to ask. They may see you eating a fueling. What's that? Right? People are going to ask. This is what I would like you to consider. Don't explain the program. You can't explain it. Are you starting to see, after just reading the introduction of your life book, are you guys starting to see that this is not a diet? Or are you starting to see it's not a diet? Yeah, I am. I'm starting to see that. That Wednesday night call was great. I'm starting to see it's not a diet. Great. Your friends don't need a diet. So what I'd like you to consider is the shout out, which we definitely, because we hit their success criteria. So we have every reason to ask for that shout out, that Yelp review on our page, right? And I'd also like you to consider just telling your friends, you know what? I hired a health coach. I was tired of being confused. I'm not confused anymore. I have an amazing health coach. Are you asking for you or someone else? If you're, oh, for you, great. I'll give you her number and I'll put you in a 3-way text with her. And if you're serious, she'll do a complimentary health assessment for you and figure out what you need. I don't even know if what I'm doing would work for you, but I'll put you in touch with my amazing health coach. So I teach them how not to talk about Optavia and how not to give the name out, and God forbid, explain the price, the fuelings, and all of that. And I tell them, you know, if you do that, they'll get just enough information to be confused, go to Google, and maybe they'll get some coach out of Alabama that they've never met before. And then they kind of giggle and they go, oh no, I would want them to have Kristen or Eric. And I'm like, I'm sure you would. So this is why we talk about sharing on the 1 week call, because I don't want them to share improperly. Okay. Especially if they're that evangelist type. So I want you to think about, do you have ways, if you're talking about referrals, I want you to kind of visualize your client base right now. Okay. So kind of go with me to your map. Think about all your clients that are on your map right now. And I want you to put them into 3 categories in your mind. Okay. 1, the raving fans. They love program. They're doing amazing. They are an evangelist type person. They're fully integrated. They get the vision, all of that good stuff. So that's a raving fan. Okay. Then I want you to think about neutrals. A neutral, they could take you or leave you, actually. They're still evaluating Weight Watchers, keto, and transformation boot camps while they're on program. They're doing it, but they're not really loyal. They're kind of, you know, you wonder every month if that order is going to go through and if they're going to continue. They're kind of neutral. You don't know where you stand with them. That's a dangerous place to be with someone you're providing customer service for, is I don't know where I stand with them. Okay. And then a detractor, a detractor gives negative word of mouth. They actually complain about program in public spaces when they can. They push orders out. They buy food off Amazon. They try to do, you know, I don't thank the Lord we don't have too many detractors, but when I do, we got to deal with them swiftly, guys, because that's a very important thing for your overall business. So I want you to think about those categories, okay? When you do the 1 week and the 1 month with your mentor, you're protecting yourself from detractors, false expectations, unrealistic expectations, undefined roles, and undefined expectations, because your mentor is going to come in and really give that client some framework for how things could be going and should be going. Okay. And that's going to protect you, especially if that's your friend, where you have a hard time maybe saying some things that are tough. Thank the Lord you've got your mentor on there that can kind of come in and say, that's interesting. Like I was on a call yesterday and she lost 5.6 pounds and she said, I'm a little disappointed. I thought I was going to lose more than that. And I said, oh, so what do I have here? Do I have a referral here? Probably not. Because in her mind, somehow she thought she was going to lose more than 5.8 pounds in 7 days, right? So I just calmly, I'm an observer. I don't have to react to that. I'm trying to help her. So I need to help her. So I listened and I said, where did you get that expectation from? I'm just curious, like, where did you get the expectation of losing more than, the 2 to 4 pounds a week that our program offers? She's like, I don't know. I just, in some of the Nourished is our client support page, I saw people that lost like a lot more than me. And so again, what do I have here, guys? I have a diet mentality. So I got to fix that early with her and awaken her early, because otherwise, if she doesn't lose a pound a day, she's not going to be happy. So referrals always come back to realigning the expectation, because they're not going to go sing your name from the mountaintop if they have some unrealistic expectation of program. So we quickly reset her expectation. The call ended with a clear expectation. She was relieved at her progress, and we started to awaken her to something beyond the scale, which was very exciting. So if you feel like, man, I struggle to do that, I would ask you, do you involve your mentors with struggle calls and celebration calls? And if you're leaving them out, you're going to have a lot of client attrition, and you're also going to struggle greatly with having people provide you referrals. So let's talk, that's a lot about clients, okay? Let's talk about non-clients, because non-clients are referrals too, and we really want to get the word out. So you're a health coach. If you were opening up a hair salon, would you not tell everyone you know that your family is opening a family business and that you are opening a hair salon and that you need to get the word out? Okay. So I'm going to ask you some simple things, like, does your Facebook page identify you as a health coach? Do you have a job description in there that says you're a health coach? Is your profile pic, is it a before and after? Right? Maybe some of your friends would gladly send people your way, but your friend doesn't know that you've recently become a health coach, and she's around 10 to 20 people a day that are dieting and firing up lean cuisines in the office, and she would gladly send them your way, but she doesn't have a clue that you added that skill to your life, right? So how well of a job are you doing at just getting the word out, where you're like constantly, we're going to talk later about the 3x3 and all those things, but let me tell you, referrals require you to have a method to get the word out. And if you're apologetic about that or treating it differently than any other profession, then you're going to have a tough time with that. Okay. So make sure that that happens. The other thing that led to massive referrals and sponsoring in the days to come, see, if we get this referral thing right, then not only are you guys going to have smoke in frontline, the ability to choose who you work with, all this freedom, where this is a freedom series, right? Freedom from dipping front lines and inconsistent income, freedom from all kinds of things is going to happen if we can get this right. But really, you're going to find your 12. That means who's going to do this business with you? That's going to come from referrals, because I'll give you an example. I had a coach on my team, have a coach on my team that sent me several referrals. And it gives us the opportunity to start asking questions like, your friend is going to come to you anyway. Are we going to coach her together? Right? I would love to coach her with you. So if you start getting a bunch of referrals, then it's a very natural next step to say sponsoring, right? Sponsoring comes from that. And even if your client says, yes, I'll give you a shout out, and they give you a shout out like, my health coach, Rachel Richards, has me sleeping like a baby in this quarantine. My stress has gone down. Not to mention, I lost a couple pounds this week. Thank you. If that goes in my feed, now she's going to have all her friends comment on it. What are you doing? They're going to go to my page and see all my before and afters and stuff and go, wait a minute, what is all this about? And now that girl who did the shout out, now I can talk to her about referral credits for those, or hopefully her coaching with me. So if you don't ask for shout outs on the 1 week and the 1 month, you're going to have a harder time having a referral based business. Okay. And I want you, how many of you, when I say shout out, let's be honest, put a 1 in the chat if that gives you any chatter at all. Asking a client to give you a shout out. Does anyone have any chatter about that at all? No shame, because if we deal with the chatter, we have breakthrough in our business. So does anyone have any chatter? Yes, a little. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Yes. Now I want you to think about the fact that every successful business every successful business has a referral program. When I had my landscaping done in the front yard and they put in that beautiful AstroTurf, you bet they said to me, here's the price, and we are going to put this sign in your front yard for a month. That's part of our contract, because, and that's if we did a good job and met your expectations. And I said, absolutely, fly your sign in my yard for a month. I don't care. My yard looks beautiful. If my neighbors' yards look beautiful too, that makes my street look better. Heck yeah, So obviously, this is a normal part of business. We're making it weird. It's not weird. It's very normal to go to a restaurant and blow up a Yelp review when you're still sitting at the restaurant, good or bad, right? So why are we making it weird? Because it's normal. Every single business has a referral. Give us some praises. Think about those transformation boot camp things. You go in there, literally, you have to check in on social media every time you go. Guys, they know they're going to transform that person, and they're looking for all their referrals. So they're like, right when they get there, they have to hold up the sign every day and do their check-in. That is in their contract. They're not leaving that to chance. They know that transformation gets attention, and they're putting it out there early, and it ain't negotiable, right? Well, we don't do that, but we definitely foster that positive word of mouth and things like that. So I want you to remember, Eric said something powerful. Every client is a referral source. Guess what? I'm going to next level that a little bit. Every person you meet in this world is a referral source, a client or a coach. I'm going to say that again. Every person you meet today, cashiers, wow, you buy a lot of healthy groceries. Yeah, I'm a health coach, right? Get the word out. So every single person that you meet, it needs some aspect of our program. So I'm going to tell you another little quick correction. I was on a 1 week check-in, and we asked a client, who needs this? And this was not my client. This was one of my coaches. And she said, oh, I don't really know anyone that needs to lose weight. And so what did I have to do right then and there? Whoa, do you think we're a weight loss company? She's like, well, yeah. And I said, oh man, let me explain a couple things. So I needed to awaken her to the fact that we're a personal development organization. Now, my question to you is, who in your life does not need personal development? Right? And I really want us to get clear on that, because if we get clear on that, everyone needs Optavia. Everyone knows someone that needs Optavia, and getting the word out is the 911. Okay. We are not a diet company. We are not a nutrition company. We are a personal development organization. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances, healthy surroundings, healthy relationships, right? Who doesn't need that? So, when you think about being consistent on social media, I want you to remember that, because you're a health coach that's professional and you're going to rely on referrals. If your Facebook is not clear that you're a health coach, it would be like if I'm a scone company and I make beautiful scones like here in Murrieta. Every day I go to their Facebook page and new scone is on there. They're making it clear what they do. There's no ambiguity that they're making scones today. Okay. So if we get like that, where we're consistent, we are very good at making our Facebook page the actual storefront that says, wow, this person is educating me, inspiring me, awakening me. They're consistently transforming people. Yes, if my friend says she wants to get healthy, I'm going to remember to send them to Eric Reyes because it's clear what that guy is doing. There's no ambiguity that he's a health coach. So part of why you may not be getting referrals is going to come back to how consistent you are in your brand. Okay. Now, we're not suggesting not to post family pictures or your favorite vacation spot. I think Michelle's going to get into this big time on Friday, and I'm so excited. But a health coach is still a human being. We don't put a health coach hat on and then my human hat and then my health coach and my human. Guys, you're a person that's on a health journey. You're never going to be off your health journey because you're never going to be done, and you're just living it out loud. And that living out loud has to do with, here's what I eat for dinner. Here's how my brain goes below the line. Here's what lifts it back up. Mindset, all the things that people are going to go, man, this person is someone that I would love to coach me because they're real. They take their mask off and my struggles are safe with them. So I'm going to end on this. We got a couple minutes left and I'm going to turn it back to Erica. I think she's got a couple action steps for you guys. And if not, we'll post them in the chat. But so a couple of things that lead to referrals that are really practical. Just kind of check these off in your mind. Are you adding value in your client support pages? How are you doing in there? Is it clear that you are integrated yourself? Are you fostering integration? Is your client support page a safe place for people to live their journey out loud? What needs to change in there? So in Nourished, our client support page, we are doing book challenges. I got real tired of clients saying, I don't read, I don't read, I don't read. So I said, no. We're not just going to keep reporting the news of I don't read. So we did book challenges. And as soon as we started doing guided reading for our clients, and right now it's Sugar-Free September, and we've got them going through a 4-week reading challenge where the first week, element 16 of the life book, are you addicted to sugar? Let's start there, you know? Then we went to, I believe it's 2.1, 2.7, 3 point something, right? I don't have it all in front of me, but we laid it out. We made a cute graphic, and I even opened up my Zoom room a half an hour for them to come in and talk about what they're learning. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to do that, but guys, if something is detracting from your business, put a program around it. Don't just leave it there and just go, oh yeah, nobody's reading. So we had to change the news because what we're trying to do is we're trying to drive the value up so that no one leaves, that they stay long enough to catch the vision, coach with us, tell their friends, and shout it from the mountaintops, right? That this is the best program out there. It's the only program that dealt with my neck up side of the problem. If we can get that word out to society, you'll never have to defend yourself against, well, what's the difference between you and Nutrisystems or Weight Watchers, or who cares? We have the behavioral program. We have the education program. Nobody else has that. So, but our clients have to feel that. And if they don't feel that, they won't talk about it. And if they talk about bars and shakes, they might refer us to people, but it'll be a 1-month endeavor. And they're not going to go out and say, yeah, man, this is the first program that got me to really look at myself. So much we could talk about, but that's about it for referrals. I'm sure you guys, your tank is full, and let's go out there and provide the best dang experience for a client ever so that they can't help but give you Yelp reviews, talk about you positively, and help you to work smarter, not harder.
Rachel, thank you so much, girl. Every time you talk, I cannot write fast enough. I've got just pages of notes. So guys, she is just amazing. I know you got so much from that. Just thank you. So I will give y'all, I know it's 10 o'clock, so I'm going to give y'all 2 quick action steps and we'll let everybody get on with their wonderful Thursday. So the first one is going to be, I would like each of y'all to go through your list of clients and look and see who has not had a 1 week, both a 1 week and a 1 month celebration call. It doesn't matter if it's 2nd month, 3rd month, it doesn't matter. I want you to go back through that and schedule those people a call, a Zoom with your coach this week if possible. So early in the month, we don't know, that could be so many more referrals. So that is action step number 1. Go through your entire client list, and anybody that has not hit both of those tips calls to get them scheduled with your coach as soon as possible. The second thing is just a goal. I want you to get with your coach and post in our Facebook group, the Freedom Group, what is your goal for referrals this month? Let's put a number out there and let's set a goal. We can't get there if we don't know where we're going. So I want all of y'all to pick a number, put it in that group, let your coach know so they can encourage you and help hold you accountable. And you guys, thank you so much for being on this call. We look forward to tomorrow, and I hope you got a lot on how to build a referral-based business. Make it an amazing day, guys. Bye.